Alright, and we are here. That is not the right tab to be on. Alright, let me actually hit the playlist here. I don't know how loud this is going to be compared to everything else, so let's just lower it. Any hoosers. Do I have... I do have a slightly reduced decibelage for desktop audio. I'll just have to balance this if anybody talks when they pop in, so... That's like my main concern here. Anyway, we have shit to work on. So today's going to be mostly database. Really, that's about it. I just want to make it so that these enemies have some kind of like information on them. They're extremely exploitable without a combat AI right now. Yeah, we're going to turn this down a little bit more. But they are extremely exploitable without a combat AI right now because the only thing they do is auto attack. With that though, that is not the right... no, that is the right option. So all I really need to do is just make them a little like fluffier for HP, make them deal a bit more damage at the moment. But honestly, like, so long as you have, like, Therese in the group who has, like, an AoE blind, yeah, you can pretty much make everything in the game just not able to fucking hit you. It's kind of crazy, so... Some enemies I definitely want to up their hit rate, though, but we'll get there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the chiptune playlist. Already done stage 2. Did we do stage 3 and 4? I mean, I did not do the boss or the mini-boss for stage 4, but everything else is good. Oh, man, my back. Needs a good old pop. I wonder how high you can make these. Yeah, that's high enough. That is on the jellyfish, and I have made a mistake. What up, Mama? How you doing? We definitely need more magic attack in here, though. Throw chill in there. I think the elementals I set up. Yeah, it's at the same rates. I am all right. I have nothing to complain about today, so. Right now, I'm just chilling. Clicked on the wrong thing. That is force. And it definitely needs MP. We'll do that just so that the thing can detect that it has MP and then just will basic attack. Actually, we should make it 2%, I think. So I think chill requires 5 MP. Yeah. So anything below 2%, which would be 8 MP. Gotcha. See you in a minute. Oh, I gotta change my microphone. Fuck me. Let's do that. There we go. Give them a very obvious magic defense weakness here. We're gonna give them a pretty hefty amount of HP these nights. A good 100 MP to work with, even though they're really not gonna use it. We'll give them a higher hit rate than usual as well. They don't really need to have a lot of agility. Luck can be okay. They're just your basic frontline enemy. I need to give some basic attacks to these enemies as well, too, that scale their damage a little higher. Particularly for the uncommon and rare enemies. It's like, I think if we go up to the Hornet, it doesn't do anything other than basic attack. It doesn't even have poison, even though it gives antidotes. So, like, because I wanted to make these bee enemies give poison. And I don't like putting poison on a debuff basic attack, right? I don't like, so what you can do is you can just do a state rate and just make it so that they inflict a state on their basic attacks. Or, no, it is under attack state. So, you can do that, but, like, you know, it's... I don't like rolling on a random number generation chance on if you get hit with a state. I would rather just give it a 100%, throw it on a skill, and then time out the skill every, like, 2 turns or so. So... Alright, now we have the Frostwings. Another bad enemy. They don't need to be particularly tanky. At least not on the HP side of things. I know that they have really good attack damage, though. At least that's how I set them up to be. So I think we're going to make this one just kind of, you know, this one will be okay, but we'll give it a magic attack. With some solid elemental defenses, and we'll make it weak on the defensive side. Agility has got to be pretty up there. Negative 22, luck doesn't matter. I have a whole entire, like, notepad document that I'll probably be working on today at work that has every single enemy in the game listed that I have written for the first 2 stages. And what I want to do is throw tags on them for, like, their combat styles so I know how to work on them when I'm actually streaming. Or just working on the RPG in general. So... yeah, like, I just want to put things in there like, I don't know, high HP, high hit rates, low defense, you know, strengths and weaknesses kind of stuff. It's not going to be, like, super descriptive, but I think it'll do. So, the level 1 mini-boss last was a water elemental for about 5 grand. The level 1 mini-boss before that was a 4 grand pyromancer. And if I recall, the Haunt had some pretty good HP in, yeah, level 2 for here. So, I think Ghosts were going to put relatively high HP. Actually did need that stretch, bro. I have like a fucking... My back is not doing me any favors right now, man. Like, at all. What was the last one? Was this the Earth Elemental in the last stage? No, the Water Elemental had 5,000 health. Shit. Yeah, I mean, the boss itself has high HP, so, like, fuck it. We'll make it a 4,500 HP enemy. Jack from walking my dog. Understandable. I hope it was a nice walk. For you and the dog. I'm gonna need to get a water bottle in a bit here. By the way, how is the audio for the music right now, Ghost? Is it number 1, audible, and number 2, not drowning anything out? I know I also made the original Ghost I was working on a spellcaster, but I don't think... I feel like I wanted to make it a hybrid, generally, for how the Ghost works. And I can hear it good. So, this is a mini-boss. Ergo, we can give it some MP for sure. I also added in a feature into the game that I thought would be pretty neat, by the way. So, when dealing with spellcasting enemies, well, first off, let me, I mean, I could give this guy a spell, too. I'll give you Force. And we'll do the same for that, Banshee I was working on. Though, the ideal is I want to make the Banshee have a very unique, ability to obviously scream. It's probably going to be a debuff of some kind. Maybe lower strength or something. I don't know. Maybe lower all of your damage stats. I don't know. I want to make it a debuffer, though. Ghosts generally are debuffer enemies anyway. Like, they just kind of weaken you. But I added in a new throwable item in here. Level 3. We have a Drain Knife where you can just kind of slurp HP from an enemy. Right, so it's 200 by default, and then times the level of your character. So level 10 character would slurp 300 HP. Nothing too major, but like it's a pretty good chunk of HP, right? At maximum level, you would be getting 700 HP a knife, which is a lot of HP considering that most enemies cap out at about, or most classes cap out that I have set up right now for the HP at about 700. So, like, it's basically your entire health bar. And that's, like, the knight right there. This is just basic scaling, though, right now. I do want it to be linear scaling with how you work on characters. So, going from level 1 to 11 will give you the roughly same amount of stats as going from, like, 40 to 50. I think they just scream at you. That's why I beat them up. Yeah. I mean, understandable. Understandable. But yeah, we got a Drain and we got an Aspire Knife, which drains MP, so it gives you... They're just throwables that give you self-sustain. They also have their own element right here, Drain. So if I reduce at an enemy, and we can't see it here, but like, let's go to enemies. For ghosts in particular, I probably would do this. You can just go to element rate, drain, make it a 50%, and now draining knives would do 50% damage. Also, there's MP damage. MP damage matters because MP damage, and I'm probably going to keep these as is right here, to be honest with you. These matter because those knives that I threw you, we also have a Spirit Shredder, which deals a shitload of MP damage. This is how to deal with spellcaster-typed enemies if you wanted to deal with them in an interesting way, where you just wanted to drain their MP pool. So this would do a quarter of its MP bar plus 400. Which, on that ghost, is 900 MP damage. So yeah, I want to cut that way down. In fact, we're probably going to do it to 25%. We'll do 30. I don't know what's going on with this music, but holy shit. Yeah, these enemies did a lot more damage in general, so... Oh, they weren't casters, though, either, so that's the thing. These are all casting enemies. And the Banshee is going to be, like, the only one that really... no, the Knight isn't a caster. The Knight's just defensive, really. Wait, no, those are level 2 enemies. That's probably also why. That's the thing. I don't want their defenses to be particularly high on the Ghost. Maybe it's physical defenses, sure. But I wanted to make, for the most part, Ghosts to have a magical weakness. I feel like that makes sense. What up, Sheba? Where was... There we go, the Haunt. Yeah, I made the fucking magic defense way low. And all of the stats on agility don't really matter too much. Nor does luck. We can buff the evasion rate a little bit, though. And give it a little bit of magic evasion while we're at it. Oh god. My college AI is messaging me that I never messaged her back. My college has, like, a little AI message system that, like, checks on you throughout the semester and stuff. Gives you, like, resources to things in case, like, you're overwhelmed for course. I think it's actually a really good use of it, to be honest with you. On the long list of things that you can do with artificial intelligence, that's pretty low on the list on egregious. Okay, the Minotaur is 20k. Cerberus was 20k. The Lamia was 15k, and I think the Wolf of Grimm was 10k. So we're gonna make this thing, since it's a fucking gargoyle and it's got a hell of a lot of health, we'll make it a 22,000. I think we're scaling a little bit too high too quickly for stage 1 enemies, and I think we're gonna start reducing some of these to regular non-divisible by 10,000 numbers, or 5,000 numbers rather. So I do want these to scale as you go further into the game, but I don't want them to scale that fucking much. Like, there are level 2 enemies that have 20k, or bosses that I have set up right now. We can always tweak these numbers anyway, but, like, I just want to make it feel a little better earlier. Oh, the stage 1 boss in here is the Chimera. Alright. We'll make you a 20k. And I don't think we really need to do anything with the numbers, but I'm pretty sure every enemy... No, the Minotaur isn't set up, and neither is the Cerberus, so fuck them. So the boss just doesn't matter. Okay, now we have a Skelemans, an Ice Sentinel, and a Vampire. I mean, obviously the Vampire has to have, like, a life sap attack, right? And I don't think that there's anything I can throw in here to make it so that it automatically saps with its basic attacks. So I'd need to just play around with things. That was a wild pop-up for Twitch. It says, I'm here to confess my sins when somebody went live. I know we have another skeleton enemy somewhere. Oh, you know what? We do. But it's in stage 6. I lied, it's not actually. Where was it? No, it is. It's Thrall. It's a Thrall! I will never confess my sins. You can't make me. We're gonna make this a 2000 HP rare. It's gonna suck, but I'm gonna make it a 2000 HP rare. Fuck them. I could even make it higher, to be honest with you, because that is just a vital enemy. You know, the funny thing is vampires, what I could also do to make it even funnier on top of it. I could make it, like, we could do, like, a Liu thing, or a She Corporation thing, where he starts out at 75 HP %, that is. I could totally do that. I could give him, like, 3,000 health, make it so that at the start of the fight, he sacrifices 25% of his HP to do an attack on the first round. And then afterwards, just starts draining your health. That is a thing we could do. I'll put in the idea right here. There we go. Apply. You reminded me, we still only have 3 She IDs, and I hate it. Understandable. She is a fucking dope area of the Project Moonverse, so it's a little lame, gotta be honest with you. Okay, obviously the Ice Sentinel is just going to be a bigger, scarier version of, you know, the Knight. How much HP was the base enemies in, 1100 for Jerboas, eh? And then 1200 for the Ignis in the stage before that. We'll make the Skellimans a little weaker for HP. I don't think that that's a problem, making this Dancer-looking ass motherfucker, low HP. I think they're fine. Even though 1100 is kind of high HP for where that's going to scale, I believe. But, you know, whatever. Details. We'll give you relatively high magic attack. I don't know why, but ideas. Physical defense can be okay. And then we're just gonna give you shitty magic defense. Agility can be good 22. Luck, I don't see how a skeleton would be lucky, but you know, whatever. We'll give you some MP, because I don't know what to do with that information yet. Thank you for the stretch and hydrate, by the way. I'm actually going to wipe out this water bottle and go and grab another one. I'll be back. Alright. I'm back, chat. I'm back, I promise. I have sparkling water. Now back from work, gonna be sore tomorrow and over. Yeah, checks out. This sure is a song I'm hearing now. Wait a minute, hold on. Fuck. Wait. I never hit the login button. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Ass. Okay, try it again. Also, Primal, I fucking see your ass. Who? You lose. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. I like just solid stat numbers when you're going with like human enemies for some reason. I don't know why making them divisible by 5 just seems like it's right. So that one is behind some foot. Always fun. But the She-Brood's killing. Yeah, you really don't like that whole She Corporation business, do you? I mean, obviously it's a vampire, so it has to have a fuck-ass ton of agility, right? Mostly enemy stuff. Also, apparently, my reactive Fugi just died. Give me a second here. It just automatically logged me out. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, welcome on in, Tori. How you doing, brother? I'm just trying to work and fill out the database right now. Not the Fugi. That's really funny. The group Discord bubble just died too. We're gonna make that not visible. Bro, Fugi's exploding right now. What the fuck is going on? That's crazy. Fugi just gave me an internal server error, Doug. I haven't had anything that's gotta happen in a long time. Alright, cool. You guys are dealing with the with my profile picture then. Anyway. That's funny. That's like really funny. I haven't had that happen in a long time. Dude, I remember when I did this shit with a bunch of buddies when we all lived in my parents' house. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I love RPG Maker. It's great. But yeah, we're just filling out a database right now to get a lot of stuff going for the first 2 stages for this RPG. We have one more stage after I figure out what I want to do with this vampire enemy, really. Which is just these enemies down here. And then after that, I mean, I just probably need to give them basic drop items. And then we can actually fill out the next 2 areas within the main hub, which is the Quartermaster and Training Hall. Which will then allow us to be able to put in the code to access all of the other classes in the game, which is what I'm trying to work on right now, by the way. I want to get it so that we can get to the Training Hall and do that. Because the next areas, the Illusionist and the Sanctum, are going to require some Tier 3 stuff. I don't know if I showed you this RPG before, if you've actually been in the, been around while I've been streaming this before, Tori. But this is supposed to just be a roguelike RPG, right? So, let me just launch the game really quickly here. We're gonna pause the chiptune for a minute. We actually don't have a party. That's interesting. Okay, so I don't have a save beyond the beginning part of the game. This plaque, I just have giving me a bunch of shit when I click on it for like a little developer thing right now for the moment. But basically, this is your little roguelike game. You start out right here. This is your little travel hub between all of the different 6 stages of the game. There are 3 levels in each with a boss at the end of it, and you just go in. If you die, you lose whatever consumable items that you had on you, as well as like any lower tier equipment that you have, which is what you'll be using for a good portion of the game. But you can buy soulbound equipment so it doesn't disappear. I didn't want to make the game like fully roguelike because then you would never want to play around with like the weapon upgrade system. Oh yeah, I can see that for sure. Old Mega Man shit. Oh, I need to get rid of that little thing that tells me the result of rolls. We don't need that. Yeah, we need to remove that. This is telling me the result of rolls right now because I was testing out the augment system. Jesus Christ, how many rolls did I make it do? 20, right? But yeah, I like it because it also works with your mouse. So that's why we're gonna stick with MV. But you have all these little chests with randomly generated loot in them. You have more or less randomly generated enemies. The only thing I don't like is the attack animations don't work for half of the weapons, and I don't know why. What did we get for gear, though? Oh boy, my Fugi broke again. No. I mean, I know that's defense, but what else did it give us? Oh, it's a magic evasion piece. Okay. I was like, bro, what did it give us? I mean, we might as well run all the way through this really quickly, because I need to test this anyway. And we'll just make a save. I think I also need to make these slimes do more damage. Okay, so 21 defense after leveling up. Yeah, you get like a flat 20 defense if you pull an armor here. But yeah, in short, you're kind of just going through the game and you're gathering, like, drops from every unique enemy. So like these slimes, for example, when we kill them, they're gonna drop slime cores. Guaranteed. You know, the funny thing is we actually might be able to clear this stage. Only because we pulled potions out of that chest, which means that we can actually heal when we fight these hornets here. Shock bomb. Oh, yeah, we win this stage. Yep. Yeah, we win. And it also doesn't do damage to me. Yeah, I need to change the numbers. We clear this, we get money. Brings us to a boss stage. We can choose to challenge the boss or we can leave. This little NPC, too, is just somebody who kind of follows us throughout the game. Insert tip. I didn't even put the tip in there. That's funny. That's really funny, actually. But yeah, so you gain drops at a guaranteed rate from every enemy that you kill in the game. Guaranteed loot, right? The first area of the game is, or the first area of the hub to unlock it. Beatrice, which is the lady that we were just talking to a minute ago, is asking for 3 slime cores, so it's very easy for you to get. And now we can go to the potion area, so we can actually buy consumable potions. This is also where our first companion of the game is. This is Marcia, your spellcaster of the game. Marcia is extremely jumpy. And that's kind of like her main thing that you see right there is she's like extremely skittish, like a cat. This also brings in a whole other part of the game, since you can see the level in their affinity right here. This is also half dating sim. That's the other part of this game. It's partly a dating sim. Ask about other portal. She opens up the other portal, so now we have a stage 2. So now we gotta kill bats, which is in the second area, which would require me to do that, and I already have stingers in the first area, so... And it's just basically like this. You have poked the fox. Welcome on in, Nini. How are you today? But yeah, now we have a companion. We can actually, get some spells up in here, which is super useful. Stage 2 kind of blows, because bats are flying enemies, and I made it so that flying enemies just have a natural 50% physical resistance in this game unless you're using certain weapons. So, certain weapons being like pole arms and stuff, by the way. That and ranged weapons. Every character in the game, every character class has access to a ranged weapon they can use. So, that being said, I've already saved. I think I get all the drops I need for doing things here, so let's just test that. Nope, I did not. Fuck. But yeah, that's just generally how the game will play out. It's similar to like any roguelike game that you play, like Dead Cells and stuff. You're just kind of going through the motions and playing the game, and then you'll
slowly over time get the things that you need to, which are usually just enemy drops. Actually, they all are enemy drops. And you'll just unlock all of these other like little amenities that'll help you progress the game even easier. Like Guild is going to have like little side quests that you can get to get your hands on equipment just by grinding rather than having to roll RNG, right? So you'll have a better chance at being able to roll whatever it is that you need to upgrade. Obviously, the armory is where you buy weapons and upgrade your shit. Though you can upgrade things just in the inventory menu. I didn't really think about that. I might be able to turn that off with a switch where you can do it here, but you can do it on you. So this guy's probably just going to be a merchant for now. Quartermaster is where you buy throwable items, so you can buy grenades and all that shit from there. Training Hall, like I said, is where you're going to unlock all your classes. Illusionist actually changes how the stages work. So you'll be able to grind better by focusing on a specific drop that you need. So if you want enchantment scrolls rather than working on your equipment, then you can do that. Like, I tried to make it so that the grind was, like, as mitigated as humanly possible here, where you have ways to kind of get around it, because obviously nobody likes just rolling the dice. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but the overwhelming majority of people don't like just rolling the dice over and over again without having any agency over it. So I tried to give people, like, alternative options, or things to make it guaranteed, but you also sacrifice other things, right? There's trade-offs. Until eventually you get down to here, and then there will be a final boss here after you go through a couple of different things in the story. So, because this game actually has a story, too, by the way. All of the different companions that you have backgrounds and side stories that I've actually written up right now. They're not really in the game, but, you know. And the RPG Maker is going extremely well, Nini. But I have a Stretch and a Hydrate to redeem here, so let me just crack open my black cherry sparkling water here. Here, have some more chiptune music, guys. But yeah, appreciate it, Tori. Appreciate the compliment there, my friend. Let me see if Fugi is done being stupid. I think it is. I mean, the source works, but let me just recopy the source here for good measure. My reactive image properties. Okay. It don't want to work. It keeps logging me out. I don't know why. Another internal server error. You know what? Fugi is just going to be silly. We're just going to let Fugi be silly. We'll come back to you later. I mean, I could also pull up my VTuber model. That'd be really funny. We're not going to worry about it. Otherwise, I'm going to get sidetracked the whole entire time and not do any RPG Maker shit. Wind Elemental. I mean, obviously the Wind Elemental needs like a shitload of agility, right? Oh, yeah. See, now I need to show you, Nini. Hold on. Hold the phone. You guys are going to see my VTube studio on this side, though. It's the only way that I can make this work, so. Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to see VTube Studio here, so deal with it. And obviously we increased the evasion rate by quite a bit here. Ha, you get to see double. You get to see double because it's loading. I gotta calibrate the webcam though real quick. That's fantastic, amazing. Don't care. Anyway, you'll get to see the neutral graph of my face here. It'll be funny. Oh, you know what? Actually, you won't. Because I need to launch this. Ha! Ha! No, you guys don't get to see it. Because right now, the camera is being pulled from OBS right now. So you don't get to see shit. Yeah, I need to launch this before I launch OBS for some reason. It always, like, pulls from my webcam. It's kind of annoying, actually. We'll see if that did the trick, though. Hold on. It did. Hello, everybody. You get to see my weird amalgamous face. I promise my face doesn't actually look like that. There you go. You guys get the VTube model today. Anyway. Also, no you. No you, Nini. No you. You're gonna see my mouth do weird shit. This is just a free model, by the way. I don't actually, like, pay money for this. You can actually see the link in my, like, underneath everything right now. So, I have not played around very much with the settings either, too, so I probably could make the mouth motions, like, a lot cleaner if I played with them. But, I love him. Isn't he nice? I love when you look up like this. And he kind of, like, closes his eyes. Oh, I love it, yeah. It's great. It's a very fitting model, especially with the moon on my head. That's the main reason why I use it. It's a surprisingly fitting model. What up, cuz? Yeah, I do have the model on, because Fugi decided to break today. I'm not allowed to have nice things. So. Yeah, this is going to be a hybrid attacker for sure. The defense, probably non-existent, really. Magic defense, we can make a little higher, though. And then luck, we're actually going to put relatively high here. That might be super detrimental later on. I don't know. I actually don't know how the luck scaling works in this game. I just know that it affects critical hit rate. So, yeah. And then we're just going to throw in... Do we have a wind attack? I don't think we do. Nope, but we have force, so we're just going to make force the thing. Okay, Corrupted Dragon. We don't need to do shit with him, to be honest with you. Like, it's fine. Fire Spirits 30k, Wind Spirits 35k. I mean, it's a fucking Corrupted Dragon, baby. Like, he's gotta have some health. He gonna be a thick boy. I will probably have to tone him up even higher later, but we'll find out. And, like, this is, mind you, by the way, guys, everything that you're seeing with this RPG right now, this is without a real, like, combat AI yet. Like, I'm going to eventually, and I'm working on it as we speak, in, like, all of my free time at work, right? When I do have time to write into my little notepad of wonders. I'm trying to plan out every, like, enemy type on what their strengths and weaknesses are. And then working on it from there. I also need to add in skills for them to use. That's the other part of it. So there will be, like, translatable skills. Like, one of my favorite things that I love to do, thanks to the days of Final Fantasy XI, that we will probably be doing with the Hornet, by the way, is I like the attack Final Sting which is what the Hornets would do in Final Fantasy XI when they hit low HP. Basically, they would use a weapon skill that does a fuck-ass ton of damage, but they die. Similar to how bee stings work. So we will probably do something like that, where it's like, I don't know, 1 to 25% HP, and then it uses Final Sting at a higher rate, you know? Something like that. Like, these guys don't have actual AI, they just auto-attack right now, for the most part. Some of them have spells. That's it. They don't do anything special right now, which means they're extremely exploitable, which means that all you need is a mercenary in your party, which just so happens to be Therese, by the way, which is your third party member that you unlock. And all you need to do is use the skill Sand Toss to put fucking blindness on everything at a 100% rate. So you just blind an enemy and they can't fucking hit you. Like, they're extremely exploitable right now. I don't really care if they're exploitable at the moment, though. Like, we can always add in the challenge later, right? So. Okay, we just need to do the, Area 6 now at this point, yeah. What did I do with the original zombie idea? High attack, relatively high defense, right behind it for a runner-up on magic attack, decently high HP, low everything else. Oh boy, I sure love being an exploitable enemy with very blindable eyes. I hope nobody blinds me. Yeah, for real. I mean, obviously, with some boss enemies, I'm gonna give them a high resistance to status ailments. I want to try to not make boss enemies completely immune to status ailments, though. That's one thing I do want to try to do in this game. If it's manageable, I want to do it. But obviously, status ailments are extremely exploitable in the common RPG. And the main reason being is because, like, you kind of, like... Look, man, you kind of need some skills, the way that I have it set up in this game, to have an ailment on them. Yeah, exactly. I also might need to change how certain skills work in general, too, because, like... I don't like dealing percentile damage to enemies. So if we go to states, I'll give you an example. Where is my bleed? Right here. This is HP regeneration minus 5% for 2 to 4 turns. That means it's a 10 to 20% damage to the enemy, their maximum HP on a bleed. That is extremely exploitable on a boss, for obvious reasons. However, there is a class in this game. I think it's the Skirmisher? It's an unlockable class later in the game, by the way. But, I mean, also what we could do is just make it a type of damage and then just throw it on a reduced... Like, there's a lot of ways we can go about this, right? So, I know that there's a script that I have in here that allows me to change how states work and add in my own custom states. And I used to play around with it a lot. So I would probably need to make it do a flat damage and then tie that flat damage, or like a scaling damage, right? So like make it scale off of magic attack or something maybe. Which is what my plan is make bleed scale off of magic attack, weirdly enough. That's important for certain dex builds, by the way. But you need bleed inflicted on the enemy to hit with some of your harder hitting attacks, otherwise it doesn't scale the damage properly. So they need to have a bleed tick on them, is what my point is. And I don't want them to be completely, like every boss enemy to be resistant to bleed, because then that class is no longer useful against boss enemies. So that's like the big issue with percentile damage in this game. You can't make it do non-percentile damage without an external script. But like, these are all things that are gonna need to be added in most likely later. These might not even be in the final product, to be honest with you. I don't think that we're going to have in all of the bonus classes that you get from clearing all of the stages in the game. I've kind of put into my head what I think is feasible to be done by the end of the year. And it will likely not include tiers 4 and 5 of weapons and armor, mostly because I don't even have most of them written and mocked up yet on what I want them to do. I have all of my weapons for tier 3, I believe. and I have all the stats for all of my tier 3 armors, but I have not even started my infusion weapons or my awakening weapons, which are like the end game gears. So those probably won't be in the game by the time that it gets released, but you will have the ability to get all of the rare stuff in the game, the legendaries, so that'll be cool. And actual enemy AI will probably not be completely final. Bosses will probably not be completely final outside of very specific ones. I want to make sure that the Wolf of Grimm boss fight is exactly what I want it to be, because this is the most important boss fight of the game, because it's stage 1, the boss fight at the beginning, which is supposed to be your tutorial fight. This is supposed to teach you about boss telegraphs and how that works, and why provoking is an important thing to do in the game in general, and why everybody that is a generally tanky class will have a provoke skill they can use. Whether or not that they want to actually, like, tank. Like, the idea is to sort of defer attacks to certain enemies and make it more, or certain allies, to make it more beneficial to deal with. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about how I want to make this game. Let's put it that way. I think this is going to be the first 1000 HP base enemy. That was supposed to be a 27, not a 37. Also, let's look at the beginning enemies of the game here really quickly. 16 attack. Yeah, that's most of the reasoning why there's a problem here. This needs to be higher. Yeah, these scale so much faster. Like these bats are dealing like 29 to 30 attack damage. Like, it's kind of nutty. These imps will do like no basic attack damage, like at all, really. Their basic attacks will do nothing. Jellyfish does like nothing. Anything that does like sub 20 attack will do nothing to anybody who has armor. So, like, these actually do need to genuinely scale higher. Random unrelated thing. I will never forgive space engineers for not having a way for me to wrap a rocket around a moon or something and then drop it into a planet for mass devastation. What the fuck are you playing, Who? Are you playing the Kerbal Space Program, perhaps? That sounds kinda nutty, my friend. I mean, I remember them not really having agility, so we'll put that on the low side. Alright, you're a ghost. You need to have... problem. Problem. You have the same color palette. We'll make you green now. Just a thing I always wanted to do in Space Engineers, because moons and stuff are fair. Okay, so we got a green ghost, a blue ghost, and a red ghost. Nice. Where's the sock ghost? You're right, you're right. I forgot about the sock ghost. I have committed great sacrilege. The what? The Ghost Sock. Have you not seen the Ghost Sock? He's legendary. Legends say that he's still fuming about the She Corporation today. Ghost Sock, make your presence. I commandeth you! Yeah, I definitely need a shower after this, by the way. I feel disgusting. My god. Table talk technically. Fair. Okay, we need low agility, lower luck. Just taking the trash cans out so I had my phone on here. Understandable. Yeah, we need to... we don't need to do anything with the... Yeah, no, this is fine. We'll just give you a little bit of magic evasion, though. Did I give the regular imps any magic evasion? No, but I made them resistant to thunder because they use thunder. You're just gonna use force, I guess. I don't fucking know what else to use with you, man. Beautiful. A little bit more on the damage side of things. I remember your magic attack, though, was higher, but that's because you cast. Is it 1 plus 2x on him? Yeah. And we just need to change it lower priority. That's really it. Yeah, a little bit more attack power. That's fine. Actually, hold on. What are tier 1 enemies that they're met? I mean, that Frostwing has a lot of fucking attack on it, so I don't feel bad anymore. You can stay up here and then do 32 for magic attack. 33, fuck it. Fuck it! I use Glockenspiel damage. Beautiful. How much damage does Glockenspiel do? I mean, we need to make the Bloodletter have like a shitload of HP. I want this guy to kind of just be a truck. It's gonna be a shit brick house. He's kind of gonna be out of place, to be honest with you. I want this particular enemy to be out of place. And we're actually going to give it a bleed state chance on attacks. But yeah, the main thing too with bleeding that I love using in the States is bleed is supposed to prevent you from being able to heal as much. So I think it's recovery effect, right? Yeah, recovery effect. It should be recovery effect. Only because... I think pharmacology is specifically items. Pharmacology is specifically using, like, potions and stuff. I don't know if recovery effect affects all of it, actually. Let me do pharmacology just for good measure. And we're actually going to give you a pretty good amount of agility. You have no magic defense. You have no defense. You're just all in on attack. Fantastic. I am apologizing for anything that you guys are definitely hearing in the background right now. Okay, now we work on the Possessed, the Thrall, the Succubut, and pretty much everything else in here, and then we're good. So in the last area, we had Skelemans, Ice Sentinels, and Vampires. I think I'm going to make him 3,000 HP, fuck it. Because I like the idea of making him just use his own HP at the start of the fight. We're probably going to roll with it. We'll go 1,200. 1,400. And believe it or not, she doesn't need to have that much HP. Obviously, the Succubus is going to have a charm effect of some kind. I don't know how we'll work on it, but it'll probably work like a confusion. I don't know. I want to throw in some kind of a charm. We'll have to play around with it, though. Higher magic attack, low defenses, decent agility. Okay. Make them uncontrollable for a duration. Yeah, basically, give them like a berserk effect where they can hit allies and stuff. Yep. I mean, I don't know about switch sides. That's the thing. I don't think that RPG Maker has an inherent state that lets you do that. And that's where my issue is. I don't think I can do a strict switch sides, but I can definitely make them uncontrollable. And now the Succubut. I mean, she needs MP, right? Like, obviously. I don't know what we're gonna do with that MP, but... she's definitely a caster, though. And believe it or not, she's actually going to have less magic attack than her basic attack. Her defense will be okay. Her magic defense will be much higher, though. Agility will be exceptional. Luck is okay. Give her magic evasion. Otherwise, I don't know what else to do with her. Fire-based spells tap into the infernal part. Fire-based spells could be definitely part of it. In fact, we'll just throw that on there for a filler. Believe it or not, I'm going to make the Oni have less HP. The Garm... I'm swaying, don't worry. The hilarious thing is that the Bloodletter is going to probably have more HP than this Garm. Nah, fuck it. I'll make him a 9,000 HP Tyrant. And he's going to have a shitload of agility, by the way. Luck doesn't matter. Decent magic defense. And defense. We'll give him 1,000 MP. Yeah. MP damage. Cut 25%. Drain, we'll do 40%. Get a little bit more out of that. I mean, she can also use multiple different elements too. She doesn't have to use just one, but it's a good filler for now. Okay, we're just gonna roll with that for now. Okay, we have all of our enemies now at this point. Really, I just need to give them all drops now. So I think we have... No, we don't have a Highwayman drop. We'll just say just Broken Sword, I guess. For the Highwayman. Actually, let's copy paste just because it has all the settings I need. Do any of these drops have a different thingy? Yeah, but that's a boss drop. The rest of these, no. My best friends when doing things. Cat, how you doing? It's been a hot minute, my friend. How are you? Everybody say hello to Cat. She's a sweetie. I agree, though. Yeah, they're also my favorite things to do. I'm doing all right. I'm just working on some RPG Maker things. You know what? Let's make it a coin because we actually have a coin thing. I mean, that is a great time for a stretch and a hydrate, I'll be real with you. You're gonna see my model wig the fuck out here. And I'm okay with it. The more scuff, the better. But yeah, I'm doing great, Cap. Ugh. Okay, maybe it didn't freak out as much as I thought. My old bones. Okay, there we go. That's the tweak out we were looking for. We're just gonna say stolen doubloon. And then I don't know what the fuck a Garuda would drop, but probably a feather of some kind. Stage 2, we got an Armos, and we got an Ancient Guardian, so probably a metal plate from the Guardian. Wind resistance. The loot items actually aren't going to have a use. The loot items are just in there for you to just get stuff done with, really. Like, they're just drops that you trade. Like, they're not even consumable. Okay, 50, and we're doubling it, right? So 100 and then 200, yeah. Trade for an item that... I mean, yeah, that's also a possibility, because you definitely can trade these items in for things. Do I have a drop for the gargoyle yet? Hold on. We do have an armor scrap, though. That is a for sure thing. Slate chunk was the gargoyle drop. Let's make it a granite chunk. We'll make it confusing as fuck. Actually, let's do this one. Chunk of steel. Ignis, Screamer, Haunt. I mean, we really just need to fill in the blanks on what they do. Like, it doesn't need to be anything super in detail, right? Like, they're just random-ass things that you get from creature drops. The best thing about it is you can always just change the name of these items and what they are later. And it'll actually change in-game name. Like, it doesn't matter. It's mostly I just need to write in descriptions for them later. Now, what would a firefish drop? I guess a heated scale. Next was a bat, I believe. Which we love dropping bat fangs. It's been an ongoing thing for sure. Have we dropped bat wings yet? Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be a screamer wing. Apply. Last enemy was a haunt, which those things dropped ectoplasm before. This guy's gonna drop a robe scrap though for sure. I think it's gonna be part of the actual clothing of the damn thing. Rather than incorporeal, do you have a better, smaller word than incorporeal, for fuck's sake? We're just gonna call it ephemeral cloth. There we go. Earth Elemental. I believe all of the elementals I've done so far... Yeah, they drop dusts, but of the element. So... There's also something in here that has a red thingy. There it is. Pyromancy focus, but that's from the Pyromancer, so don't fucking matter. I mean, that's obviously a Dark Souls reference that I have in there, so eat your heart out. Yeah, because we have water dust, we have fire dust, and now we have earth dust. Oh, nor. Oh, nor. I gotta do this with all of these now. None. Never. No. I mean, these do count as just regular items, right? Yeah. $20, $60, $80, $100, $200. And what would the last item be? Oh, it's for the fire spirit. Holy shit. Alright, yeah, that's gonna be a unique drop. Yo, Actually, I think there's only 4 spirits. So, hilariously enough, these 4 colors work. Fire, earth, wind, water. We could also do these little things up here. Yeah. What did I... Hold on. Actually, we gotta open up the old project I made. And I gotta reference my old game here. Oh, no, it would actually be in my documents. No, it actually wouldn't be. It'd be in here. What did I name the old... God damn it. How dare you make me lose the game. What were the names of the old... Oh my god, you don't have a dark mode in this one. Oh my god. Oh, I hate it. There's no dark mode. There is no dark mode. Oh, my eyes. Alright, so... Sapphire Orb, Cut Ruby, Dense Emerald, and Flowing Quartz was what I named them. What would you get from a Jerboa? Applying. I fucking love, by the way, just as a random note, by the way, guys, I fucking love the, the older RPG Maker VX Ace ones. You know, the ones with the hot women that wind up being the fucking, the spirits that are way bigger. They actually look like boss sprites. Unlike whatever the fuck this is right here. That's not a boss sprite. That's like a D&D 3.5 method. That's not a boss fight. That's something that's vaguely reminiscent of an element. Like, that's a boss. That would fuck me up, right? She's kind of cute. I don't really feel threatened by that, but also at the same exact standpoint, probably would fuck you up, right? Definitely would fuck me up. I would burn. I don't know what her damage is, though, by looking at her. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Here's the ultimate test here, guys. Did Discord Fugi unbreak? It unbroke! Chat, it's not broke! Oh my Lanta, it's not broken. Holy shit. Could you imagine? Alright, cool, we're fine with this. I'm just gonna leave that as is, though. We're not obviously using it, because I already have my fucking model up, right? So... What I do need to do, though, is I need to get a new link here, so give me a minute, chat. Okay, I need to test this, though, really quickly. Hold on, I need to test these to make sure that they're working. Just have fire. You know, you're not wrong, Who. You're really not wrong. I can't move her, otherwise it's not gonna... Actually, I can. Hun, I need your help for a second. Never mind, I think we're good. It already is working. I didn't know if it was going to keep that, but this is fine. Okay, cool. The group thing still works. Okay. I was testing out the Fugi to make sure that it still had everybody's, like, pictures and stuff working. It looks like it's fine. Anyway, hello.
I didn't do anything.
No, you didn't. Not yet, anyway.
Why did I have one here?
Yeah, Fugi was, like, exploding at the seams earlier. It was crazy. This sounds like some classic Game Boy Color shit, man. Why am I such a fucking slut for chiptune?
I don't know.
Fallout New Vegas is wild, okay. I'm looking for somebody to raid into, chat. Just give me a minute. So I think we're gonna wrap up here, and I'm just gonna fill in the database for the next stream, and... Next stream, we wind up working on getting everything set up for Stage 3. I might even have some of the enemies set up for Stage 3, honestly. So I think that's the big thing we need to work on, is we just need to get our enemy database filled out, and then our drop rates set up, and then we can actually make the stages... Like, you know, fill them out with the proper coding, that is. Because they're mostly already made. We just have a few more maps to do. Everybody is, like, starting streaming right now. It's really funny, actually.
That is funny.
The other thing is, there's not really anybody playing anything that I would ordinarily play that I would raid into right now, so it would just strictly be because I want to throw you guys at somebody. I mean, I do play Valorant, though. I mean, what do you guys want? Do you want to go and say hi to Joy, or do you want me to throw you at a black tip shark VTuber that's playing Valorant? I need suggestions.
Fucked up.
What do you want, chat? Speak up now. Speak up now and forever hold your pee.
No.
That's not speaking up, that's biting. I do have a newspaper nearby. I will smack you with it.
No, not the newspaper.
I will. No preference. That's not useful information, Who.
I said black tip.
Alright, you want to see the black tip shark VTuber? She does have a fucking adorable
That's what I
model.
said.
I love Millie's model. Millie went by some other name too at one point, hilariously enough, and I think she was in my follows. Or at least somebody that I was following through Twitter, hilariously enough. So, alright, anyway, I'm gonna send y'all over to Millie then. But yeah, apparently it's Hot Girl Tuesday over at Millie Meraki's channel, so see See you guys on the other side. You have fun. You know how this goes. Oh, fantastic. She just turned the toggle on. Perfect timing. Anyway, I will see you guys over there momentarily, okay? You have fun, all of that stuff. I love when you guys pop in here and you give me all of your fucking eyeballs and shit. I'm looking in the wrong direction. Jesus. We're not changing this. You know what? This is as scuff as it gets, and I love it. So, you get to deal with the scuff for the next fucking 30 seconds here. But anyway, I love when you guys are here. I love when you guys are, you know, engaging with when I am working on something just purely because I want to work on something. It's always nice. So, thank you for that. We will wrap up for now, and we'll continue more on this in the future for sure. So, you guys, take it easy. I love you, and I will see you next week. Go and say hello to the adorable Black Tip Shark VTuber.